The story of the Dodge Challenger begins long before the roar of the Hemi or the glare of plum-crazy paint. To understand the Challenger, you must first understand the company that created it. A company forged from ambition, grit, and a relentless desire to build machines that could endure. In 1914, brothers John and Horace Dodge founded the Dodge Brothers Company, laying the foundation for a brand that would become synonymous with durability and power. From the very first assembly lines, Dodge vehicles were designed with a meticulous attention to engineering detail, a commitment to mechanical excellence that quickly set the company apart from competitors who prioritized volume over quality. Their early trucks and cars became famous not just for reliability, but for the sense that every component had been tested, honed, and perfected. It was this DNA of strength, of engineering audacity, that would one day find its ultimate expression in a car that defied timing, trends, and even logic itself. By 1928, the Dodge Brothers Company had been acquired by Chrysler Corporation, and with that acquisition, Dodge's role in the American automotive ecosystem was fundamentally altered. Chrysler positioned Dodge between Plymouth, the accessible entry-level brand, and Chrysler itself, the luxury marquee. Within this hierarchy, Dodge was free to experiment, to pursue performance and boldness without being restrained by cost pressures or conservative expectations. Over the following decades, Dodge built a reputation for vehicles that were powerful, confident, and capable of handling challenges that other cars could not. The company became known as a brand that could be relied upon to deliver strength without compromise. And this reputation became critical when the late 1960s brought one of the most competitive periods in automotive history. The mid-1960s marked a dramatic shift in the marketplace. In 1964, Ford introduced the Mustang, a vehicle that would redefine the concept of the American sports coupe almost overnight. It was affordable, visually striking, and performance-oriented, capturing the imaginations of young buyers across the nation. In the years that followed, Chevrolet responded with the Camaro in 1967, Mercury with the Cougar, and Plymouth was already competing with the Barracuda. Dodge, despite its engineering pedigree, lacked a direct entry in this booming segment. Corporate executives recognized the danger. If Dodge failed to enter the pony car market, it would cede an entire generation of buyers to competitors. But the company faced a dilemma. Should it produce a conventional pony car, a clone of the Mustang or Camaro, or should it take a risk and create something larger, more luxurious, and unapologetically powerful? The decision would define the brand for decades to come. In 1969, Dodge committed to the audacious path. Instead of chasing Mustang sales, they aimed to make a statement. The Dodge Challenger was conceived as a car that would dominate not just through speed, but through presence, attitude, and sheer physicality. Built on Chrysler's E-body platform shared with the Plymouth Barracuda, the Challenger was stretched to a longer wheelbase, giving it a more commanding stance and a roomier interior. Dodge's engineers and designers worked to create a car that would appeal to both performance enthusiasts and buyers who wanted something visually unmistakable. They developed multiple engine options, ranging from the modest Slant 6 to monstrous V8s, including the 440 Magnum and the legendary 426 Hemi, capable of 425 horsepower in street trim. Every detail, from the wide fenders to the optional shaker hood, was designed to communicate one message. This car demanded attention, and it would not be ignored. The Dodge Challenger officially debuted for the 1970 model year, entering a market that was already saturated and competitive. Dodge positioned it as a premium pony coupe, larger and more expensive than the Mustang or Camaro, emphasizing performance, luxury, and customization. Buyers could choose from a staggering palette of bold colors, including plum-crazy purple, Hemi orange, and sublime green, each chosen to create maximum visual impact. Stripes, rally wheels, and interior trim packages allowed for personalization that made each Challenger feel unique.
The car was not subtle, and it did not try to blend in. It was a bold declaration of Dodge's engineering capabilities and brand philosophy, and for many enthusiasts, it represented the ultimate combination of power, style, and individuality. Initial sales reflected this promise. In 1970, Dodge sold approximately 76,000 units of the Challenger, a strong performance given its late entry into a market dominated by the Mustang and Camaro. It also made its presence known on the racetrack, appearing in the Trans Am series to demonstrate that its performance credentials were legitimate and not merely cosmetic. The early reception suggested that Dodge had successfully carved a niche, a car that was bigger, louder, and more powerful than its competitors, yet still desirable to the growing class of performance-minded buyers. The Challenger, it seemed, had found its place in the American automotive consciousness. Yet the early 1970s brought challenges that would test Dodge in ways that no design or marketing effort could overcome. Insurance premiums for high-performance vehicles skyrocketed as regulators and underwriters became concerned about young drivers and accident statistics. Emissions regulations tightened under the Clean Air Act, forcing engine outputs to be reduced and pushing manufacturers to rethink their approach to performance. Then came the oil crisis of 1973, which sent fuel prices soaring and made consumers reconsider the cost of operating large displacement V8s. Vehicles that had once symbolized freedom and power were suddenly seen by many as extravagant and inefficient, and the Dodge Challenger, designed for excess, found itself caught in the crosshairs of an unforgiving market. Sales declined rapidly. From the 76,000 units sold in its debut year, sales fell steadily, modestly in 1971, sharply in 1972, and by 1974, only around 11,000 units were sold. Dodge attempted to respond by detuning engines and removing performance options, but these compromises diluted the Challenger's identity and undermined the very reasons buyers had chosen it. By mid-1974, Chrysler made the difficult decision to end production of the Challenger. The car did not exit with fanfare or a commemorative edition. It simply disappeared, leaving a generation of enthusiasts questioning what might have been. The first Challenger's failure was not due to poor engineering or design, but because of external forces that even the most powerful engines could not overcome: timing, regulations, and a sudden shift in consumer priorities.
Even after production ended, the Challenger name lingered, but not in a way that reinforced its original identity. From 1978 to 1983, Dodge used the badge on Mitsubishi-based compact cars focused on efficiency rather than performance. While reliable, these models had little connection to the original muscle car, frustrating enthusiasts and weakening the Challenger's legacy. By the early 1980s, Dodge found itself at a crossroads. Chrysler had narrowly avoided collapse following financial struggles in the late 1970s, aided by government-backed loans and the leadership of Lee Iacocca. Market priorities had shifted toward fuel efficiency, emissions compliance, and practicality. Dodge needed to survive while preserving its performance identity, a tension that shaped decisions throughout the 1980s and 1990s. Dodge began restoring its performance image through calculated risks. The most significant was the Dodge Viper, introduced in 1992. With a V10 engine producing 400 horsepower and no modern driving aids, the Viper was a clear statement that Dodge still valued raw power and bold design. Its success helped re-establish the brand's credibility and confidence. At the same time, nostalgia for classic American muscle cars was growing. Dodge recognized the opportunity to reconnect with its heritage. Internal planning began in the early 2000s, influenced by the success of retro-inspired cars like the 2005 Ford Mustang. The goal was clear: revive the Challenger in a way that respected its original identity while meeting modern standards. That vision took shape with the 2006 Dodge Challenger concept, unveiled at the Detroit Auto Show. The response was immediate and overwhelming. The design closely echoed the 1970 Challenger, with modern refinements. Public reaction confirmed that this was more than a concept.
It was a viable production car and a defining moment for the brand. The production Dodge Challenger launched in 2008, marking the return of a true American muscle car. Dodge preserved the classic proportions and aggressive stance while offering modern interiors and safety features. Engine options ranged from a V6 to the 5.7-liter Hemi V8 and the 6.1-liter SRT8, ensuring broad appeal. Despite economic uncertainty, early sales were strong and enthusiast response was positive. Between 2009 and 2014, Dodge expanded the lineup with trims like the RT and Scat Pack, reintroduced heritage colors, and emphasized customization. The Challenger solidified its position as a serious competitor to the Mustang and Camaro, focusing on presence, torque, and straight-line performance rather than lightweight handling. A new era began in 2015 with the introduction of the Dodge Challenger Hellcat. Powered by a 707 horsepower supercharged 6.2-liter Hemi, the Hellcat redefined expectations for production muscle cars. Media attention and enthusiast excitement were immediate, transforming the Challenger into a global performance icon. Dodge pushed even further with the 2018 Challenger Demon, producing up to 840 horsepower and designed specifically for drag racing. Limited production and record-breaking performance cemented its legendary status. Subsequent models, like the Redeye and wide-body trims, continued to escalate power and customization options. By 2023, the Challenger reached its peak with the Demon 170, capable of over 1,025 horsepower on E85 fuel. Dodge announced the end of production with last call editions, celebrating the car's complete legacy. Production officially concluded in December 2023. From its debut to its final run in 2023, the Dodge Challenger remained a symbol of boldness and identity. It endured setbacks, evolved with the market, and ultimately became one of the most extreme and recognizable muscle cars ever produced. The Challenger was never about blending in, it was about standing apart.